Recoil is a 2011 action thriller film. The screenplay was written by John Sullivan, with Terry Miles as the director. While not based on a true story, it embraces a classic revenge theme. The film stars Steve Austin as Ryan Varrett, a former cop. Other notable cast members include Serinda Swan, Danny Trejo, and Noel Guglielmi. The story revolves around Ryan Varrett, whose family was killed by a criminal gang, leading him to pursue his own form of justice without regard for the law. Recoil stands out especially for its action and fight scenes, making it an enjoyable watch for fans of the action genre. Ryan Varrett, portrayed by Stephen Austin, is introduced as a former police officer. He has lost his family and is driven by a deep thirst for revenge. In the opening scenes, his pain and motives become clear. Varrett decides to re-enter the criminal world, choosing his first target and beginning his investigations. This scene is a defining moment for his character, setting him on a path to seek justice on his own terms. He arrives in a small town on his motorcycle, beginning his battle against local gangs. Drayke Salgado, the main antagonist character portrayed by Danny Trejo. Drayke is one of the most powerful gang leaders in the town and is also a crime boss with connections to the local police. As Varrett's greatest enemy, Drayke will do whatever it takes to defeat him and plays the role of the main antagonist in the film. Varrett begins to see the dark side of the town. In a bar, he encounters gang members who challenge him, leading to his first fight. His combat skills and ruthlessness are on full display. Meanwhile, the corrupt local police notice him, and he discovers their collaboration with the gangs, which fuels his anger even more. Things take a more perilous turn when Drayke Salgado, a notorious crime lord in town, gets wind of Varrett's arrival. Perceiving Varrett as a direct threat to his operations, Drayke orders his henchmen to keep a close watch on him. An inevitable confrontation ensues as Varrett crosses paths with Drayke's men, resulting in explosive shootouts. With each encounter, Varrett deepens his involvement in the criminal underworld, taking greater risks in his pursuit of vengeance. Meanwhile, Drayke, recognizing Varrett's unwavering determination and formidable skills, understands that he's dealing with a formidable adversary. However, Varrett finds himself entangled in a web of corruption, facing not only the criminals, but also the corrupt law enforcement officers who shield them. Undeterred, Drayke, the town's notorious crime boss, formulates a more elaborate scheme to capture Varrett and eliminate him as a threat. In a daring escape from a carefully orchestrated trap, Varrett uncovers a shocking revelation. The police and the criminal underworld are in collusion. With this newfound knowledge, Drayke redoubles his efforts to neutralize Varrett and maintain his grip on the town. Varrett remains steadfast in his pursuit of justice against the criminal underworld. By incapacitating another gang member and interrogating him, Varrett makes further progress in his quest for revenge. However, this journey becomes increasingly bloody, revealing Varrett's willingness to go to any lengths to achieve his goal. Meanwhile, the rivalry between Drayke and Varrett intensifies. Determined to eliminate Varrett, Drayke mobilizes all the criminal organizations in the town. In response, Varrett prepares for a final confrontation, driven by his desire for vengeance and his quest to establish his own brand of justice. The escalating conflict plunges the town into chaos as Varrett and Drayke prepare for their ultimate showdown. Following his clash with Drayke, Varrett becomes a fugitive, hunted throughout the town. The corrupt law enforcement and criminal organizations, united in their pursuit, formulate a more intricate plan to apprehend him. Despite these relentless efforts, Varrett remains steadfast in his mission to avenge his family. Drayke, impressed by Varrett's unwavering resolve and formidable abilities, issues strict orders to his men to exercise extreme caution. Recognizing Varrett as a formidable adversary, Drayke knows that underestimating him could prove fatal. However, Varrett, with his cunning and resourcefulness, consistently outmaneuvers his pursuers, escaping one perilous situation after another. Varrett sets his sights on another one of his family's killers. After a brief chase and a brutal fight, Varrett confronts and eliminates the criminal. These scenes enhance the emotional depth of the film, as Varrett feels he is getting closer to avenging his family with each confrontation. Varrett finds an unlikely ally among the townspeople who agrees to help him. This individual provides Varrett with crucial information about Drayke's connections to the gang members and the police. With this new knowledge, Varrett gains a clearer understanding of the intricate web of corruption he must navigate. The police launch a massive operation to capture Varrett. Meanwhile, Varrett makes even more dangerous moves in his quest for revenge. The film's action sequences intensify during these moments, keeping the audience on the edge of their seats. As Ryan Varrett's relationship with his enemies comes to an end, a new adversary emerges. The tension rises once again, and Ryan Varrett must prepare for future threats. Varrett heads towards Drayke's secret hideout to confront him and his closest allies. He is now approaching the final confrontation and is willing to sacrifice everything in this last fight. During these moments, Drayke fully realizes how dangerous an opponent Varrett truly is. As Varrett departs from the town, he leaves behind a trail of vengeance and a man who has taken justice into his own hands. The film concludes with Varrett's departure as he looks towards a future free from the darkness of his past. With a hopeful gaze, Ryan Varrett begins his journey towards finding peace.